If Israel has to take over Iraq, you've got to first do what you did in 1980, destroy the Iraqi nuclear power. Number two, you have to do what you did in 1990, the Gulf War, which destroys Iraq's military power. You have to do what you did between 1990 and now. You impose UN Security Council economic sanctions on Iraq so that Iraq is crippled and sent back to the old Stone Age. And you have to do what Mr. Bush wants to do now. He's coming up in the next few months. Deliver the last blow to Iraq so that Iraq will not be able to resist Israel when Israel launches her big attack. And then the territory of the state of Israel dramatically expands. I don't have the time, but there's so much more I could have spoken on this subject, a Muslim response to the attack on America, but we don't have the time. When Israel launches that attack and the territory of the state expands dramatically, then Israel can export the Palestinian population out very easily. At the same time that this is happening, the US economy will collapse. The US dollar will collapse. We already see the signs. If we have the time, sometime I'll deliver a lecture on Islam and the international monetary system. And this will explain to you why paper money is going to disappear. And when paper money disappears, what's going to be money? Huh? Plastic. Plastic. No, this is not a credit card, eh? It's a debit card. Plastic will be money. And when all your money is in the bank, there is no money to carry home and say to your wife, put it away. No, because all the money is in the bank. Then they can seize your money anytime they want. Do you know what happened in Argentina 2 weeks ago? While the scholars of Islam were eating halwa, the government of Argentina froze all bank accounts. So some people didn't have money to even buy roti canai. Can't even buy titarik. No money. Governments can do that. They can freeze all your money. They can say such and such a person is a terrorist. No evidence, of course, but he's a terrorist. Freeze his account, seize his money. You don't have any money in your pockets. The reason why we are here with this perilous state now before us is because we abandoned Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. He gave us real money, and we abandoned the real money, and we took the paper money, and we paid the price for it. When the US economy collapses, and the US dollar collapses, and the state of Israel expands dramatically, and the state of Israel defies the President of the United States who says, withdraw. Israel does not withdraw. So the President says a second time, withdraw. Israel does not withdraw. The President, would you please withdraw? Israel does not withdraw. So the President, I understand why Israel is not withdrawing. And then Israel is able to defy the Security Council of the United Nations, which adopts a resolution. We want to send a fact-finding mission to Jenin. Israel says, no, you're not going to do that. What does the Security Council do? Back down. Israel now becomes the ruling state in the world, because no one can impose their will on the state of Israel. When Dajjal achieves that, and that is around the corner, of course the foreign ministries are all going to be surprised, and the universities are all going to be surprised. But you and I who studied Surah Al Kahf, we will not be surprised. No. When Israel becomes the ruling state in the world, then Israel will rule the world for how long? A day which is as long as a week. How long will that be? Maybe 20 years, 30 years, I don't know. At the end of that period of time, then Dajjal will now be in a day which is like our day. And therefore he will be in our dimension of time, which is around the corner, maybe about 40 years, 50 years from now. At that time, the water in the Sea of Galilee will have dried up. How long will it take for that water to dry up? That's how long it will take for Dajjal to appear as a human being, as a Jew, as a young man, powerfully built with curly hair. Notice I'm saying nothing about his eyes. That will come in the lecture on Islamic spirituality, which is at Loram K. Islamic spirituality. Dajjal will now rule the world from Jerusalem. He has fulfilled his mission of impersonating the Messiah. So he can rub his hands, it's a mission accomplished. It is at that time that the Imam al-Mahdi will emerge, that we spoke about last night. And then Dajjal will attack the Imam. Because the Imam has succeeded in restoring Darul Islam to the Arabian Peninsula. The state of Saudi Arabia is now in the garbage bin from where it came in the first place. And Islam has re-emerged in its cradle. Darul Islam in Arabia. This is the greatest and the most potent threat of all to the state of Israel. And that's coming. That's coming. And so Dajjal has to respond. He has to attack the Imam al-Mahdi. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, he pointed his hand 20 times to the east. He said it's from the east that he will attack. And yesterday we told you how he will attack. He will be riding on a donkey. The donkey will have his ears stretched out wide. The donkey will travel as fast as the clouds. And I told you I visited Hong Kong last week on that donkey. And so we're talking about fighter aircraft. The state of Israel is going to be attacking using fighter aircraft, but will be attacking from the east. So it is Dahran we're talking about. What used to be the Saudi Air Force Base in Dahran, and now it's the American Air Force Base in Dahran. The attack comes from the east. The angels will guard Mecca and Medina. And Sahih Muslim tells us that the attack is going to be diverted to Damascus. And then comes the confrontation that we described last night. We don't have to repeat it again. Imam al-Mahdi is inside the masjid and Dajjal is outside, followed by 70,000 Jews from Isfahan, wearing their Jewish shawls, indicating that power in Israel has now shifted from the European Jew, who is not a Jew, he's a European dressed up in the clothes of a Jew. Power has now shifted from him to Banu Israel. And we said to you last night that that process of change of power has already started in Israel. While the scholars of Islam have been eating halwa, of course. Because the new president of Israel, the one who defeated Shimon Peres for the post of president, is an Iranian Jew, not a European Jew. For the first time in the history of the state. Banu Israel are now taking over. Imam is inside and Dajjal is outside. And at that moment the son of Mary comes down. The water in the Sea of Galilee is now dry. I am saying to you that that event is approximately 50 years away from now. The Imam says, here he is, this is the son of Mary. And so history repeats itself. Because once before it happened, when John the Baptist, Yahya alayhi salam, said, here he is, this is the man you've been waiting for, this is the Messiah. And then the true Messiah comes out and confronts the false Messiah. The false Messiah flees, and the true Messiah pursues him and overtakes him at Lud, which is the headquarters of the Israeli Air Force. And then the true Messiah kills the false Messiah. So all the planes are now grounded. They no longer have control over the skies. The source of their power is that they control the sky. The skies no longer belong to them. The Dajjal is now destroyed. Now comes the end of Gog and Magog, which we could not deal with last night. This solitary hadith is in Sahih Muslim. The solitary hadith declares that it is now that Gog and Magog are released. And the first of them will pass by the Sea of Galilee and start to drink the water. And by the time the last of them pass, they will say there used to be water there. And the world of scholars of Islam have held on to this solitary hadith. And so the world of Islamic scholarship is insisting that the world cannot experience Gog and Magog until the Son of Mary has come.